How much did you have to pay to get this job in Thailand? And how long would it take you to repay those fees if you work here?
The price in Burma is 350,000 kyat. Here, 5 months, 10 months, 10 months during 1 year, they said they would take out 1,000 baht per month, but they are taking out 2,000 baht now.
How long have you been working for your current employer, and how long are you planning to stay in Thailand?
It is already 1.5 months, and I have to pay 1,000 baht every 15 days, so I already owe 3,000 baht. If it reaches 10,000 baht after 5 months, it is better to move to another factory. I will move there with my friends. If it is the same situation, I will just go back to Burma.
Do you enjoy working in Thailand?
As it is not through MOU, working in this factory is not very satisfying.
Do you know where your documents are at this moment? Do you have access to your documents at all times?
We don't have any legal document in our hands. Just like they told us, the company keeps all those documents.
How much do you have to work to pay all the fees that you had to pay in Burma to come to Thailand?
They told us we will have to pay 350,000 kyat to the company in Burma, and on the Thai side we will have to pay 10,000 baht. They told us they will deduct 1,000 baht a month from our salaries. Currently, they are deducting 2,000 baht a month.
But you don't have a formal contract with the company that you're currently working for, is that correct?
We don't have a direct contract with the company. At this current company, there is no sense of safety and security. They have paid our wages 3 times already. The first time we were paid, our overtime calculation was incorrect. When we reported that, they told us to wait for the next payment, but we didn't get anything the second time either. Then, far from getting better, things became worse that time we were paid. They deducted more money from our salaries for this and that fee.
And would you need to pay a broker another time? And if yes, then how much?
If I am moving to another company, I don't think I will have to pay broker fees. Currently, my work permit is with this company, and I will need a permission letter from my employer and my resignation letter before I can move to another company. When I get a work permit with that company, I can either pay an annual fee or the fees for 2 years.
Do you currently have any documents on you?
No, nothing. Now I have a bottle of juice and a hat with me.
Do you have a contract with a labor broker? If so, then how long is the contract for?
No contract. We didn't come with MOU.
Have you ever seen any worker being abused?
The brokers treat everyone harshly. If people can work, they work. If they cannot work, they punch them, beat them, or sell them to work on the fishing boats. Even though they are doing that, they cannot report it to anyone. We have no place to report this kind of things. Even just a while ago, someone was beaten to death. The victims are all simple people. One of the victims was out at night all the time. Because of that, he probably saw something they did late at night. People try to run away at night. When they catch them, they beat them. Because the work is not very good, people try to run away. When they beat people, they beat them to death. This happened to my husband's brother. When my brother got on the Indonesian boat, the broker, who was a woman, kept all the books. When his family went to get his wages, even when the employer paid 5,000, she only gave the family 1,000. But we didn't look at the books. We just took her word for it. Later, when my brother hurt his leg and came back to shore, he asked the employer about this, and he told us that the broker ran away.
What industries do you find the work for them?
Jobs are not regularly available. There are jobs on the shore and there are jobs at sea. For people who came with MOU, they came with their own employers and they work at their employer's business. For people that came on their own, they have to get a work permit. For some, they come to me and ask me to help them find jobs. Some brokers bring people from villages. They promise villagers that they will find them good position when they get here. Then they sell them to work on the boats.
Why do you think those workers are being trafficked? Is it because they owe money to their employer or to the recruiter?
Some brokers are not good. They promise people that they have connections and they can find good jobs for people. When they arrive here, these brokers sell them to work on the boats. Then the brokers keep all the money and take all the workers' salaries. But the workers don't know this because they are working at sea. They go to sea once, they don't get paid. They go to sea twice, they don't get paid. They can never pay back their debt.
Do you think the companies know what is really going on those fishing boats?
Well, I mean, I think they would have had to have their head in the sand to not have read some of the global media coverage of this situation and of these abuses on the fishing boats. I mean, they may not know the actual details, but, you know, fish being caught by Thai fishing vessels are tainted by forced labor and human trafficking. This is a systematic and pervasive practice in this industry. Without trafficked fishermen, the current fishing fleets would not be able to operate the way they do in Thailand. People can talk around that, but that's the inconvenient truth that people sourcing fish or other marine products from Thailand need to understand. Now, recently, you know, there's been a divide between sort of fish on one hand, wild-caught fish, of course, which was coming from boats, and then sort of shrimp, where people saying, well, shrimp's not tainted because shrimp is raised in these aquaculture arrangements on these ponds on land. But what we have found now, and this was recently exposed by The Guardian, is that some of the trash fish that has been caught by the Thai fishing boats is then being sold to major companies that are turning it into shrimp meal that are being fed to the shrimp. And then those shrimp being raised on trafficked products, the fish from these trafficked fishermen are being exported to North America and to Europe.
What are some of the steps that the companies can take to address this problem?
Well, I mean, I think that they need to press the Thai government to really tackle the problem of human trafficking on these fishing boats. I mean, you know, it's very interesting that we had all the discussions. There was all these interagency meetings. There was, you know, examining the results of the reports. There's been other reports since then that still show it's a problem. But the actual recommendations are just left to lie there. It seems to me that the recommendations have either met the bureaucracy and lost, or also perhaps more tellingly, that the fishing boat owners and the captains have effectively thwarted some of these efforts to try to change policy. Because to change and move away from human trafficking as a core element of the Thai fishing paradigm, you're going to have to change the industry. You know, the industry has grown up this way without regulation because it's the best way to earn maximum profits for the fishing industry. They're going to have to make some changes. They're going to have to improve their recruitment. They're going to have to pay people more. You know, they're not going to be able to work fishermen 22 hours, you know, 7 days a week and whip them when they're not able to perform their duties. Mm-hmm. You know, they're not going to be able to, you know, pay 12,000 or 14,000 baht at the pier to buy a trafficked man, you know, whose first day in Thailand sees him put on a boat and beginning a nightmare.